Comfortable. It's about to go down. La, 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 la. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to the Monday Night Online Open Mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I will be the host for the evening. I am Elemental. Happy Monday, y'all. Here we go again. This is the jump off. Let's go. We've been doing this for 163 weeks now, y'all. Can you believe it? Yeah. 163, but we are going to continue as we have, right? We do this every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're watching on one of these streams and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number is on your screen right now, 279-995-3644. Trust and believe it is a different space inside the Zoom. Come in, join the community, interact with the poets. It is sure to be an incredible evening. All right, we do this thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. All right, so we would like to thank the National Endowment for the Arts, the New York State Council on the Arts, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the Amazon Literary Partnership, and the New York Community Trust for hosting our free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to newyourekan.org/contribute or by hitting the Cash App at $ New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Make sure you are plugging in with the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Also, make sure you are following the squad. It's Ray Jane, host of Thunder Lung Thursdays. You'll hear that again. And Paul Conqueso, Storm God's in the building, host of Voices and Vibes, coming up soon. You will hear that later as well. Make sure you are plugging in, man. There's so many things. You will see a lot of things coming from me, but it's on the move, y'all. Church on the move. Plug in. All right, tonight's theme. Oh, my goodness. I have heard quite a few things from folks about this one here, y'all. And I am looking forward to all the creamy decadence that y'all are going to bring this evening. I want to hear about relationships with this naturally occurring cacao, right? What is your preference, dark, light, white, bittersweet, semi-sweet, right? Bring your favorite recipe. I am looking forward to all the sweetness. Oh my goodness, for real. I've been waiting all day for this, for real. All right. Next week's theme, y'all, coming at you. Here it is. navigator, magnetic north. This reminds me of the William Henley poem Invictus. Lastly, mainly the last two lines said, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul, right? I want you to take that also and look into, as you're putting this together, right? Also think about your magnetic north, right? Think about your moral compass, right? Who helped to calibrate your moral compass and what direction is your magnetic north, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be north, but what direction is your magnetic north as a navigator? So I'm looking forward to what you all create next week, because it is going to be a beautiful journey. All right, let's get to the rules so we can get to the poetry. Yeah, damn it, we got some here. So let's get to them. Poets, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all the beautiful expression that goes into your poetry performance. And of course, I love to see how you freak out the backgrounds. All right. But please turn your cameras on. All right. All of that energy. We definitely want to see all of that expression. Trust me. Poets, have your poems ready. If you're going analog, dog ear the page. If you're going digital, make sure the file is accessible and ready to rock. If you're using music, which is totally cool, make sure it is original. We don't want the agents of the interweb interfering with our stream in any way. So make sure your music is original. Poets, you got 3 minutes to rock. All right. Make sure you understand you got a 30-second intro. Let the folks know how they can connect with you. All right. Also change your Zoom name to coincide with the social media that you want people to plug into. And before or after you rip, make sure you are plugging your information in the chat so folks can follow you. All right. Truly, it's going to be a great night, y'all. For real. All right. We have reached night 30 for the babies because there are some explicit lyricists in our community. Whew. And based on what I've heard this evening, you're probably going to hear quite a bit of it. All right. The founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in every vein of what we do. Therefore, there is no censorship. Other than any hatred, hate speech, or ism that people may use, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. There is no censorship, y'all. I'm telling you, thou hast been warned. You are going to hear some things this evening, y'all. I guarantee it. Woo. This is a true call and response space. After the poets rip open a main artery and vein and give you a piece of their spirit, their soul, you're going to see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to let the poets know and the community that you're in the building. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's Monday night. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. I keep saying, every ounce of energy you give to the poets, they are going to give back to you in their poetic performance. All right. So when you see this, unmute yourself and give it up to the poets. All right. Sign up tonight is closed. Sign up begins 24 hours before the show, which would be Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sign up. You go to newyourekan.org. You click on full events calendar. You click on the Monday that you want to get down on. All right. You need an artist RSVP ticket in order to get on the guaranteed list. These tickets will not populate until 24 hours before the show. All right. So that's how you get down. You got to get an artist RSVP ticket. All right. Also happening in the brick and mortar, of course, the Monday night lineup. You know, we're not the only jumps going on right now. Be the Artist is gonna be holding it down. Soul Preem is gonna be holding it down. Listen, if you're in the tri-state, make sure you are pulling up on these cats for real. The performance and poetry series is continuing. I believe Jay Rose is gonna be hosting. Wednesday night, also in the brick and mortar. So make sure you are plugging in. Thunder Lung Thursdays, as I mentioned. Listen, if you don't get enough poetry on Monday night, listen, make sure you pull up on Thursday nights. We like to call it Thunder Lung Thursdays, Therapies Thursdays, Guitar Thursdays. Listen, it is truly a vibe. So make sure you are plugging up. Get your life from Thursday night. Fall through with the Queen Ray Jane. Also coming up soon, hosted by the one and only Paul Conqueso, Voices and Vibes. Listen, the more I hear about this show, the more I hear it is truly, truly a vibe. All right, so make sure you are plugging in and pulling up on Paul Conqueso. This month's feature is going to be MP14. If you're not familiar with the cat, learn about it. The QR code is active, so make sure you are plugging in, get your tickets, and pull through. Also, lastly, Friday night slam with Jive. If you're about that slam life, make sure you are pulling up. It goes down. I'm serious. It goes down. Jive's a hell of a host. It goes down. All right, y'all. Tonight's list. This is absolutely just, this is why I love Monday nights, right? Because I get a chance to hang out with all my rowdy friends. There are all my rowdy friends here on Monday night. What's good, everybody? Oh my goodness. I have been waiting all week just to get back into this space, just to be around all of these incredible poets. You will hear me say all night, greatest community in the world. And I'm going to show you why. Actually, they're going to show you why. I just get the pleasure of sitting here talking about them. Here comes the list. Let's get to it. Coming up first this evening in the Set It Off spot, this poet has found their way back into our community and is writing with a vengeance. Listen, I keep seeing this poet pop up, whether it's 6-word memoirs or just going hard on freestyles. This poet is really about it. It is great to see you. The one and only Poetic Desire is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you, East. Great to see you. Set it off this evening. Let's go.
Hey, great to see you. Yes, I am on a writing frenzy. All right. Behind me on my screen, look right there, because I've got to get right into my piece if you want to hear it all conclusively. All right, so it might get quite decadent for you. Here we go. Chocolate's secret sweetness. I've got an insatiable craving for your aphrodisiac recipe, a hunger for sweetness to taste your chocolate skin of decadence, your smooth, silky appearance, so much richness you possess, rich in your signature flavor to titillate my taste buds, salivating in anticipation from the sweet aroma of your fragrant essence. What is the secret of your chocolatey sweetness? A flavor so full of decadent delight, you're my caffeinated dependency, enhancing my mood swings. Alert, energized, exuberance exudes. It feels so exotic, the taste you leave as I lick my lips. Feels so erotic, the desires you fulfill within me. As you glide down my throat, down this esophagus, hoping I won't choke as you shimmy your way, laying to rest to marinate in the pit of my hollowed organ, storing your teasing morsels that don't quite feed my hunger. Once you've dived inside, become immersed within, I then fantasize about your lubricated sweetness, how my tongue first swirled around your decadent embodiment, lost in reverie from your luxuriousness. As you became entwined with my caramel sweet kiss, a swirling combination of tonguing and sucking, my mouth coated with you, feeling your smoothness flow throughout my whole orifice, I tasted you. I stuffed you within me, an indulgence of pure sinful gratification. Each time I require you to remove your outer shell, to fully open your decadence to me, you make me feel naughty, witnessing your unadulterated chocolateness exposed in rough form. Oh, how I don't mind the roughness you dare place upon me, your purely infused decadent love seeking affairs to course through my body as if I'm committing edible adultery, taking in all the secret non-nutritional pleasures of you. A secret that begs for universal acceptance, be a flavor so widely enjoyed, but only few dare to unashamedly explore the ethereal depths to dine upon your exquisite delicacy in forms of darkness, milky, white creamed, or fruity ruby infusions. I will take you in any way that allows you to melt in my mouth like candy-coated M&Ms. You're so mouth-watering and mystic that won't be allowed opportunity to melt in my hand, relishing you with purpose and intention. Oh, how I do intend to find reason and time to envelop all of your chestnut beauty, even roasted over a campfire of sweet, melted. Give me some more desires. Let the effects of you raise my blood pressure, all senses heightened to the sweetest state of rapturous consumption. Feel your texture, taste your droplets, forget about moderation. I need you in endless supply. I won't fight receipt of gratification, charging forbidding guilty pleasures. I crave for you, morning, night, or noon. I simply can't be satisfied with just one morsel of you. You may be seen as taboo, told to be completely off limits, but limiting my access to you would make me crave and desire you more exponentially. You see, you relax me, reduce my stress. I feel so zen, eyes closed. I escape to your place of serenity. So don't deny me sinful passions of your companion self-indulgence. Whether you're a candied flavor of edible form of manufacturable machine-made sweetness that must be purchased, or whether you're a physically personified reality that exists in your godly created exotic human form, I want to discover your secret delicacies any time of day. I'm undeniably lured to your temptation. Simply let you take me to flavorful levels of your dark ecstasy, for you are so irresistible. I savor every delectable nibbling bite of you when tasting your gifted unwrapped treats. And as I near the end of my last bite of you for today, I fall into decadent despair, thoughts swirl in lust for the next time I can stroke my fingers along your varied contours, bring you slowly up to my lips to once more welcome your secrets, kiss and devour the sensuous sensations of you. Good night.
I warned y'all. I warned y'all that it was going to be just like this. So let's do it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Poetic Desire.
Poetic.
Poetic Desire.
Very hot.
Chocolatey.
Loving chocolate there.
Yes, sweet chocolate.
Thank you.
Look, you see how everybody's motor is running. All right. The Starship has left the building, y'all. We are underway. Appreciate you each for setting it off like that. Listen, she said the sweet aroma of your fragrant essence. Felt so exotic. Yeah, right? Just my mouth was coated with you. Come on, really? I'm wondering to all you folks, right? If you had to, make or personify chocolate, what would it be? Like he said, pure, simple gratification, no doubt, right? And I know what a couple of us jumped on that committing edible adultery. Come on. Forget about moderation. Escape to your place of serenity. Come on. This is how we do it. This is why you do it. Man, make sure you're plugging in with Poetic Desire. That's how you set it off. All right, y'all, let's keep it going. Coming up next, our resident blacksmith, always ready with his pen. Man, I'm telling you, you'll see in just a second why we call this cat the legend, and I call him part blacksmith. The one and only Michael Sindler is in the building. Unmute yourself.
Hey, everybody.
Take it away.
I'll just, before we get anything going, go ahead and put up the word for lighthousewriters.org and mention again that they have all kinds of great workshops and classes and things, and that their Lit Fest is coming up. So well worth going ahead and just taking a look at that and seeing if there's something that works for you. I can't imagine a better intro into this than that chocolatey delight that we just had from Easter, that was from Poetic Desire. That was amazing. And looking through my stuff, I was like, well, the only chocolate thing I have really is a Easter poem. So I decided I will not do that. A little late. So I'll do this one. And it's Distilled Essence of Stardust. Contents: human being, adult, distilled essence of stardust. Serving size, 1. Servings per container, 1. Nutritional facts, average. Calories, 110,000. Total fat, 15 to 40% BMI. Sodium, 210 grams. Protein, 20% by weight. Net weight varies. Ingredients: oxygen 65%, carbon 18%, hydrogen 10%, nitrogen 3%, calcium 0.14%, phosphorus 0.011%. Also contains in trace amounts potassium, sulfur, sodium, chlorine, magnesium, iron, fluorine, zinc, silicon, rubidium, strontium, bromine, lead, copper, aluminum, cadmium, cerium, barium, tin, iodine, titanium, boron, selenium, nickel, chromium, magnesium, arsenic, lithium, mercury, cesium, molybdenum, germanium, cobalt, antimony, silver, niobium, zirconium, lanthanum, tellurium, gallium, yttrium, bismuth, tellurium, indium, gold, scandium, talantium, vanadium, thorium, or uranium, samarium, tungsten, beryllium, and radium. Not a significant source of common sense, ability to protect planet, agreement with others. Produced by random coupling, distributed by random factors, including economics, climate, political instability, quality guarantee, none. Do not use after expiration date, not from concentrate. And the one other thing I have that I think sort of fits is a little haiku I call edibles. Snoop and Martha changed each other's idea of what edibles are. Okay, thank y'all.
No doubt about it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Michael Sindler.
Yeah, Mike Sidler.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Very so nice, Michael. Thank you.
Poetrium.
Fantastic work.
Position of stardust. The glimmer that I can feel out of that. Thanks.
Yeah,
Oh,
amazing.
That title was just so. That title was on point, man. Oh my goodness. And then, right, listing these names. I thought of Full Metal Alchemist, right? And you're getting all the components to a person. Then I'm thinking, is he talking about galaxies? Is he talking about different worlds and different galaxies or some crazy? No, he's talking about ingredients that come in almost everything that you pick up. Chromium, bromium, cerebrum, marium, like so many. Listen, I've heard if you can't pronounce all the ingredients, you probably shouldn't be eating it, right? But I love the fact that you bring it so close to our minds to say, listen, all these things are in there. As much as you might enjoy putting it in there, these are also the things that come along with it, right? And then the haiku, come on now. Anytime you put Martha and Snoop together, something's crazy about to happen 100% of the time. Thank you, Michael Sindler, a valued member of our community. Make sure you are plugging in with Lighthouse Writers. This gentleman would not be promoting this space for years now if it wasn't worth checking out. So plug in. All right. Coming up next. Oh my goodness. We usually just get a chance to, feel this person's energy, but it's always a great delight when they choose to jump on the mic and share their incredible work with us. The one and only Mia Aguilera is here. Unmute yourself, Mia. Great to see you. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Take it away.
Thank you, Elemen2al. This is kind of a downer, but my friend studies the synthetic or man-made ingredients that are put into processed food, and you were right that if it's some weird thing that you cannot pronounce, it is actually quite harmful to your body. And so many of the junk food that we crave, that's in there, which really sucks when you told me that. But I was just like, hey, people should know. I wrote an abecedarian, which is the first line starts with A and the last ends with Z. So you use the alphabet, 26 lines. It has nothing to do with chocolate, but here we go. Schenectady, New York. A crystal day on Baker Ave. Amongst the hosta leaves, many caterpillars chew holes, ignore dandelions, and grow plumper by the hour. Every day has been soft except for this one. This morning, my father puts my mother in a chokehold. Golden sunlight streaks across her contorted face. How does he not realize I will remember this for the rest of my life? I am 6 years old, and the only power I have is to watch and remember just how much clarity fear brings. His lips, close enough to kiss her, instead shout obscenities. Last year, we had our final family celebration. full of Mexican vibrance, a piñata and pastel, an embroidered Mayan dress. Now, all the neighbors on our street watch the police arrive at our house. Quietly take note of another broken family, another reason to let all the kids on the street form their own social support groups. The tulips my father planted are blooming. I hold one underwater in the backyard kiddie pool, the petals vermilion, and wait for the police to leave. I think when I'm an adult, I'll take Xanax even when I don't need it, and I'll feel like the yellow buttercups all over New York in summer. Zero clues as to when that will be.
Goodness, Mia. Goodness, Mia. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mia.
Yeah,
that was
so
beautiful.
powerful,
So
man.
powerful.
Range of
Beautiful.
emotion. That's
I have to remember. Thank you for sharing that.
Wow, Mia.
Uh,
Always
And
beautiful.
such
Mia.
vivid
powerful
images too.
stuff.
that line about the tulips blooming after that.
Oh,
That was
Just
beautiful.
right here,
Yeah.
right here.
And such
absolutely.
a poetic
right there.
challenge, those
Yeah.
poems
And the
are, and
Xanax
you just
line. Wow.
crushed it.
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't have to be the only one to tell you, Mia, right? Excuse me. First of all, the style of the poem, that was incredible. I love when poets challenge themselves, right? You could have just wrote a poem about anything in that style, but you chose to tell a story with it. That is what I love about poetry, right? Probably one of the worst memories that you have, but you were able to share it with us in a beautiful poem. Thank you, Mia, right? That the line that jumped out to me, because I remember things like this too. She said, "How does he not realize I will remember this for the rest of my life?" You know? And then, usually when things happen, people are waiting for the police to come. She said she was in the backyard waiting for the police to leave. Thank you, Mia. Those stories are, I said, this is the work, right? Poems like that are the work. All the rest of the stuff, the poems that we write about butterflies and lilies and whatever, all of that is just tune-ups for poems like that. Thank you, Mia. Truly appreciate you. Make sure you are plugging in with Mia as the seasons change. Her pictures will get more and more incredible. So make sure you're plugging in with Mia. All right, y'all. Coming up next, the Magus strikes again. All right. We have another beautiful gift coming to us by way of two of our mainstays. Up first, our usual leadoff hitter, the one and only Beanie Goddess, Deadpan Lizzie, is in the building. And collaborating with Deadpan this evening is the one and only Mr. Gusto himself. The Magus Gustav Salas is in the building. Poets, you know what it is. We are ready for it. Please take it away.
Hey, Beanie blessings to you, E, Ray J, and RMT, our community, Gustav the Great, and me. I just want to say thank you for writing and sharing that. It was such a powerful and important piece. So thank you very much for those words. All right. How are you, Gustav?
Ready.
All right, here we go. This is titled Vanilla ISIS versus the Chocolate Nation.
We're here to warn you of the dangers of so-called Christian nationalism, a prettified, dressed-up way to say fascism, agnostic, atheist, Muslim, Hindu, Jew. Christian nationalism has no use for you, save to submit to their twisted cross. The swastika will be your boss. For their Jesus is not the prophet of the Bible, but just so happens to be as small-minded and tribal as they have become. They act as if they speak for God, then they spew hate and fear. Now, ain't that odd?
This proudly queer dyke, you heard me, queer dyke, is sick and tired of fearing your bigotry, aka bored bullshit. These two words in the LGBTQ plus community has and will always be ours. You decided to turn them into your own hate speech. This out loud and always damn proud queer dyke does not know how to not value people equally. When you rip off the skin of a human, we are simply bones and blood. The bones may be different, bloodlines flow beautifully. Nuit verite, the honest truth. But at the end of the day, they will always be bones and blood, and no single-minded soul can change this. My Jewish ways will never harm. Like Miriam and my namesake Esther Sarah, I am here to protect and fight for everyone, not beat down those who cannot see equality and equity. I believe God is non-binary, so why do people throw a gender on someone who has never been told their pronouns and assume they were heterosexual? You have no problem touching yourself while two women pleasure each other in pornography. Is that all we are good enough for to get you off? Not very neighborly, huh?
E pluribus unum means from many one, but that doesn't mean they can dictate your fun, tell you that their way's the only way to be. That is not what it means to be free. Christian nationalism is the Republican wet dream, a nightmare vision of your silent scream. Shut the fuck up and do as you're told. You know how fast that will get fucking old, but by then it will be too late. You give them power and death is your fate.
This proud Democrat will fight for everyone's right, an intersectional feminist who understands Zier's own body. I do not need any man to tell me how to regulate me, myself, and I. It is truly insulting you still think we are your property when we never were to begin with. We live in a human world, not a man. So to those who say they do not understand what non-binary is, we are all plural. What is so hard to comprehend? Take your faces out of the Bible for a while. You say ladies, gentlemen, and those who identify as they, them. It's not progress, just another way of showcasing your hate, othering us, because this is how far you have evolved. And of course, effective public policy cannot be grounded in hate.
QAnon, Oath Keepers, and Proud Boys, all just lies and loud white noise. Al-Qaeda, Meal Team 6, Vanilla ISIS may sound funny, but they're a crisis. They're superior to no one. With their bullshit, you know I'm done. Fox News, Newsmax, and OAN, mouthpieces for the right, the same as when Goebbels used propaganda to create a Holocaust. What do you think Christian nationalism will cost?
We hope our recipe for humanity will be delectable. White chocolate is not an ingredient that adds flavor, but people's outside layers are not the only factor. The toxic beliefs some of you preach are sour.
Fear of the other that they create is all that they offer. Love your neighbor, they never proffer. Drag queens have never killed a single child. Guns, the #1 killer of American kids. This has got me riled. Love the gun and hate the other. Is that what Jesus would do? Christ would kick them out of the temple. That much is true. For this Christian nationalism is just a sham, a fascist lie, and a fool's scam. I will love who I want and want that right for everyone. Freedom to do as you please was hard won. Don't give it up. Don't buy their lies. Consider this a word to the wise.
And we refuse to devour. A practical guide to personal freedom cannot be the status quo. Extremist thinking on either side causes genocide.
Extremist thinking on
either side causes
genocide. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, that just happened, y'all. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Deadpan.
That was fantastic.
That was
Thank you
incredible,
for
guys.
creating that space with us.
Wow.
So much.
What a
So
collab.
powerful. Good job.
What a
Good
collab.
job.
Y'all two together are just amazing.
Extremist
That was
thinking on either
Powerhouses
side
together.
will cause genocide.
Yes, and neither of you held back. Thank you so much for being brave to get this out. The power of the words. Thank you for doing this collab. It was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the space to do it. And thank you, Gustav, for asking me to do that with you.
Listen, real quick, y'all. First of all, thank you to both incredible poets. These are mainstays. These are valued members of our community. They continue to rock with us, and they continue to put us in spaces that force us to use this thing for more than a hat rack. All right. you really, I implore all of y'all to go back and listen to what they just mentioned, right? Some powerful words came out of there, right? Some people may not necessarily agree with all the things, right? But you're going to respect it, especially in this space. You're going to respect it, right? Listen, there's a lot of things going on, right? Nationalism has never been good for anyone, right? When you throw religious extremism into that, you have problems like this. You end up with loud white noise, right? Deadpan said, take your face out of the Bible for a while. I mean, you know, what do you think Christian nationalism will cost? Right? Fascist lie and a fool scam. Listen, thank y'all. Thank y'all for being brave enough and fearless enough to come out here and say those things the way that you did. We truly, truly appreciate you. Make sure y'all plugging in with them. All right, listen, this is why I love our community, right? The fearlessness here is immeasurable. All right, we shout out a few folks before we move on. I see Professor Platinum Doug Silver is in the building. Finn Bell, daughter of Krypton, is here. Always great to see you. I saw Melinda Lucas is in the building, right? Open minds. What's good? Thomas and Catalyst. I saw Odin versus Loki was in the building. Listen, tonight is just going to be one of those nights, y'all. All right. You will also hear about Open Minds in a little bit because, just so you know, one of our community members is going to be featuring on Friday night at Open Minds. We'll get to that in a little bit. All right. Coming up next, this gentleman I like to call the Count of Contact continues to come through and just make his presence felt and his energy just so electrifying. I love this dude. He is just the one and only DG Clearing is in the building, y'all. Unmute yourself, DG. It is always great to see you. Take it away.
Hey, Elemental, thank you for such a nice intro. You know, you can find me at DG Clearing on the net somewhere. That was an incredible collaboration, you two. Thank you so much. It's poetry like that speaks the truth. Yeah, I have one poem for you tonight. I gave her the box. There was just one chocolate truffle left. I gave her the box, and she ate all of them except for this solitary savoring. 24 decadent morsels of amber, bronze, chestnut, and mahogany confections. Each is filled with the desire of my passions. Now is the last hope as she purses her lips around the delicacy, breaking the forbidden surface with the tip of her cravings, releasing an ambrosial nectar that will fill her with a hunger for the forbidden fruits of sensuality and sexuality as I sit in the corner watching her, wishing she would take me. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate being here.
Damn it, DG did that. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for DG.
Yes, DG. Perfect delivery.
buddy. I appreciate that.
That was just
Yeah.
right to the very
Beautiful.
last syllable.
Theme tonight.
Quality
Wow.
in the house.
Yeah.
Impeccable.
Yeah.
And I love the poppy pin, man. Remembrance.
Thank you. Always remember.
Embroidery. Neck.
Yes. Thank you.
This is why I love poets, right? And the folks who know me know I don't like my hands get dirty, right? I don't eat with my hands and shit like that. But that poem, it just makes you want to just, you know what I mean? Like when you hold the pages, it's like you got the chocolatey residue on your fingers. You just gotta get it off your fingers. DG, that man, he said, filled with the desires of my passion. What? And of course, I saw quite a few of us jumped on the line. The what is it? Ambrosial nectar? Really? Like that sounds like it came from the Garden of the Gods, right? I don't know if I want some of that, right? Fill her with the hunger for forbidden fruits. Again, some more Garden of the Gods stuff, man. I don't know if I want that. Appreciate you, DG. Guaranteed to be sweet as hell, though. All right, for real. Make sure you are plugging in with DG. That dude is amazing. Coming up next, like to say about this gentleman, I hope you got your medulla strapped on tight because he's about to oblongata with these words. I'm telling you, has a tendency to raise the IQ in every room he steps into. It is time for our Tez Talk, y'all. The one and only Mr. Teza Solmok is in the building. Unmute yourself, Mr. Tez. Let the folks know where they can find you. It's always great to see you. Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Elemental. Folks can catch me on Instagram under Gashes2019. I have some story time. I'm going to read the, what do they say? You never read a book to get to the middle, so I'm going to read a little of the beginning and some of the end because I just don't have enough time. So this is titled The Speculative Execution of Demokratos. Fade in, there's 3 characters. One is the chorus, one is a guard, and then one is a dispatch. Fade in, interior San Quente execution chamber night. Chorus. It is a small windowless room located in the basement of San Quentin State Prison in Marin County, California. It was built in 2003 at a cost of $850,000 and used to carry out executions. Guard. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Dispatch. We are entering East Block Housing Unit B8. Dispatch. 10-4. Guard. Dispatch. It's 2300 and inmate Demokratos is in his cell. Chorus. The chamber is approximately 10 feet by 12 feet and it is painted a calming light blue color, antithetically associated with peace, tranquility, stress, and anxiety reducing. The blue color makes the walls of concrete appear larger, more open. There is no scientific evidence to support the claim that the color blue makes executions more humane. Some people believe that the color blue is simply a way to mask the brutality of the execution process. Guard. Dispatch. It's 2305. The warden is proceeding to the cell to read the order by court to Mr. Kratos. Mr. Kratos has requested to read it himself. The warden has handed him the order. Dispatch. 10-4. Chorus. There are no windows. The only light in the room comes from a single fluorescent light fixture. The low-pitched buzzing noise as the electrical current passes through the gas inside the tube. The current causes the gas to ionize, which produces ultraviolet light. The ultraviolet light then strikes a phosphor coating on the inside of the tube, which produces visible light. At the end times, wouldn't it annoy you? At the taxpayer expense, one wishes for a dimmer switch to reduce the humming and the brightness of the light. Guard. Dispatch. It's 2310. And the inmate is retrying his case. Dispatch. Guard. 10-9. Repeat. Is it worthy of putting on the record? Guard. 10-4. I can't hear everything. Something about the paradox of tolerance keeps referring to Karl Popper. Something about a 1945 book, The Open Society and Its Enemies. Dispatch. 10:09, repeat. Is this a joke? Guard. 10:45, negative. Let me repeat what I can make out again. If a society is tolerant without limit, its ability to be tolerant can be destroyed by the intolerant. It sounds like some kind of riddle or tongue twister. A tolerant society must be intolerant of intolerance in order to protect freedom, safety of its citizens. Dispatch. 10-4. Yeah, that was his capital crime. Chorus. I'm gonna jump to the other end of the book because nobody goes to read it for the middle, right? So, in the context of okay, so guard, dispatch. It's 2357. The first charge has been applied. I repeat, first charge applied. Chorus. The room smells a mixture of antiseptic, sweat, and fear. The antiseptic is used to clean the room after each execution. The sweat comes from the inmate, and the execution team, the fear comes from the inmate who knows that he's about to die. Chorus. During the electrocution, the smell is strong and it lingers in the air long after the execution is over. It is a smell that is hard to forget. Guard. Dispatch, it's 2358. We are ready for the second charge. Chorus. Some people who have been in the execution chamber have described the smell as being like a hospital, while others have said that it smells like death. It is a mixture of burnt flesh, hair, electrical smoke. It is a strong, acrid smell that is difficult to describe. Some people would compare it to the smell of barbecue gone wrong, while others have said that it is a more like smell of a burning building. Dispatch. 1032, clear. Chorus. The smell is caused by high voltage of electricity passing through the inmate's body. The electricity causes the inmate's muscles to contract and spasm, which can cause the skin to burn. The hair can also catch on fire, adding to the smell of smoke. Guard. Dispatch. It's 2358. The second charge is complete. Master control has been turned off. The machine. Second charge complete. Physician Dr. Davis is now examining the inmate Democratos. Shirt is pulled back. Fourth examination by the doctor. Chorus. The smell is often described as being overwhelming and nauseating. It is a smell that is hard to forget. Guard. Dispatch. It's 000. The medical examiner has pronounced the inmate dead. The doctor has given the word that the inmate Democratos has expired. The witnesses are now leaving. Now repeat, the witnesses are now leaving. Witnesses are leaving in slow-mo. Last words were given to his attorney. He gave attorney a statement, so process complete. Dispatch. 10-4, copy that. That's a 1054. Great job. That's it. You're great. Thanks. Chorus. All those in the room linger for a scent, the mixture of lavender, citrus, pine. The lavender is the most dominant scent, but the citrus pine notes add a touch of freshness, of brightness. The overall smell is clean, fresh, and uplifting. I'm almost at the end. Lavender is a calming and relaxing scent that is often associated with peace, tranquility. Citrus scents are invigorating and energizing, while pine scents are refreshing and woodsy. The combination of the scents could create a clean, fresh, and inviting atmosphere. Only in death row would one's last wish would be for a multi-purpose cleaner that can be used in a variety of surfaces, including floors, countertops, appliances, and furniture. It is also effective at removing dirt, grease, and grime. The cleaner is non-toxic and biodegradable, making it a safe and environmentally friendly choice for most Mexican households at 20 cents an ounce. Lavender fabuloso.
Oh, he said lavender fabuloso. Oh, mute yourself. Give it up for Mr.
Wow.
Terrence.
Woo!
Big up, big
So
up.
sad.
That was amazing. Oh my
Job.
gosh.
Do that to people.
Mr. Tez.
Yeah,
This
punishment
match and
stripped raw.
Great storyteller.
Okay, Zumkonto, that's exactly where I was going. This man's storytelling ability is really off the charts, right? Last week we had time tacos, you know what I mean? And you know, he took us into San Quentin, right? I'm familiar with that place, not that I've ever been, but my family members have. And some of the things that he described are right on the money, right? The no windows, right? The hum of the electricity. Listen, it's how he described being in that space, right? Smell of a burning building, right? But when he started talking about tolerance, right? I think that sparked everybody's attention, right? Tolerant society must be intolerant to intolerance. Come on, Mr. Tez. If that's not a Mr. Tez line, I don't know what is. And then listen, I truly appreciate you for the lavender and the citrus and the pine, right? And how all of those smells, right? They're non-toxic, right? Biodegradable for probably the worst place on planet Earth. But they got to keep it clean, right? Right. Appreciate you, Mr. Tez. Make sure you are plugging into Mr. Tez and all of his incredible work, right? And man, it's not your damn chihuahua. Make sure you find out why. Shout out a couple more folks. Shout out Liz Manette. We're not able to make it this evening, but we're hoping that they'll make it back soon. Nemo Soom in the building. Appreciate you for being here. Poet Talk, watching on YouTube. Appreciate you, Poet Talk, all the way from Japan. Shout out Brandy Strickland in the building this evening. Hope we get a chance to hear you soon. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Coming up next, another one of those explicit lyricists that I mentioned at the top of the show. This gentleman is continuously bringing the rhyme. And listen, it's always right on time with it, you know, because, you know, he's kind of sublime with it when he writes it in a way that only Poetastic can. The one and only Eddie Foreman is in the building. Unmute yourself, Eddie. Let the folks know where they can find you online, man. Always great to see you. Take it away.
Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Like no other with words like thunder. If you follow me, please support this wonderful open mic that makes our Monday night such a delight in the wonderful Poetastic spotlight. All right, my name is Ed Poetastic, but I'm going to spice the little thing up. My name is Ed Poetastic. I feel fantastic. Please get in time to control my rhyme for office sublime. All right, so we're ready for some tantalizing and sweet, scrumptious prime. I'm going to spit out some new erotic splits. This is called Bon Bon Girl. I smell you. My desire starts to explode. Therefore, it flowed through me in 7, no, 10-fold. I crave your sweet mouth, candy voice, and taffy hair. I want to devour you that will leave you laid out and bare. I want to make you more naked than any candy bar chocolate chip cookie. I want to leash your tantalizing candy bomb out and free. I want to wrap your colorful stylish wrapper and go downtown. I want to lick till you make syrupy moans and sweet sounds. I want to dip you in chocolate, honey, and caramel. I want to eat away at your chocolate cover shell. I want to suck your glazed coconuts for the refreshing juice. I want to make your sealed sugary fountains come alive and loose. I want to go between your soft cinnamon buns. I want to send your tart, gloomy flavoring on the run. I want to lick your pink, sugary coated jelly bean. I'm sorry, honey, but you know I'm a sugar fiend. I won't stop till I lick and suck the creamy pleasure right out of you. It's more sweeter than nougat, butterscotch, and honeydew. I want to taste your inner vanilla creamy center. I want to make my cravings to be more skinnier and thinner. I want to consume your cinnamon toast flavored erotic taboo. I want to drink you like a bowl of hot milk chocolate brew. Your body's my Candyland. I want to savor and relish and taste. I won't leave your sugary lights go to waste. Thank you.
I warned y'all, and he did not let us down. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie.
Eddie Poetastic.
Just enjoy himself.
Where'd he go?
Yes.
Where'd he go?
Boy, bringing that fire.
Yeah.
Fire for another desire.
The humidity in here, man. The humidity just raised a bit, man.
Indeed.
Eddie Fire and Desire, man. Listen, that dude does this. I'm telling you, this is. And listen, I love how he hit the brakes in the beginning. He's like, "Oh man, fantastic," and I'm about to bring it down in here so y'all can pay attention to what I'm gonna do. I dig that, Eddie. He said, "Make you more naked than any candy bar or chocolate cookie." Now, damn it, Eddie, that you know what? You might actually get people to just give you the wrapper. You tell them that kind of stuff, man. Trust. Eat away at your chocolatey shell. Yes. He said, "I'm a sugar fiend." Exactly. Hooked at first bite. Indeed. Appreciate you, Eddie. Make sure you are plugging in with Poetastic. He's always got a rhyme for you, man. For real. That cat stays on it, though. Coming up next, this poet, oh my goodness. I mentioned a member of our community possibly having a feature coming up. This incredible poet continues to come through and share their incredible energy with us. And I'm always looking forward to hearing what they have, especially tonight. Unmute yourself. The one and only Dominique Colding is in the building. Let the folks know where they can find you online. And there's some I've heard, about this feature happening. Let the folks know. Please take it away.
All right. Thank you so much, Elemental. And thank you, everyone, all of you beautiful souls. So this Friday, May 19th, I have a feature with the Open Minds Open Mic. And the show starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. So if you are available, please come through and hang out with us. And I'll put the details in the chat after I'm done. So tonight I got new shit, 3 poems, 2 haikus, 1 acrostic. And the haikus are on theme, so let's get into it. Sweet, dark decadence. It's dark and lovely like me, satisfying my sweet tooth. Haiku. Abuela cacao, your love sustains me beyond this ceremony. Haiku. And now the acrostic, gratitude. Greatness comes in all shapes and sizes, recognizing the beauty in life's surprises. An attitude of gratitude will take you very far, to the deepest aspects of the cosmos, into the heart of the stars, into the highest heavens, where your wildest emanations are born, to the lowest hells in your moments of forlorn, unbound to the ubiety of circumstance, choosing to not give up, deciding to dance, engaging with life, resting in its embrace, trusting that you are in the right place. Thank you.
See. Oh, this is why I love poets. They come through and do like that. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Dominique Colding.
Gratitude right there.
Nice work, Dominique.
And this is why we giving her.
Thank you for sharing that.
Friday. We want to hear more. We want to hear a whole set from you. We love you. We love your style. We love your intelligence. Come through this Friday, see a whole feature set from her, and enjoy the rest of the poets at Open Minds. I'm sure most of y'all will be there, as y'all always do. We love going to New Year's on Mondays and Open Minds on Fridays. Dominique's gonna be featuring. Y'all come through and see, man. It's gonna be great. Bless.
Thank you.
Listen, this is why I love our community, right? Because we get a chance to not only share in our art, right, but we get to expand on it, right? Every time our community gets bigger, our reach gets further and further. Our network continues to grow, right? Again, last year, these 2 poets didn't even know each other, but now one's going to be featuring on another platform, right? So make sure you are plugging into the greatest community in the world. I keep telling y'all, shout out Open Minds, man. Thomas and Catalyst, they really do run a dope show on Friday night. So make sure y'all are plugging in, man. And clearly, Dominique's going to be featuring on Friday, so make sure you pull up. Damn it. And she came through with some new shit. Style after style. Telling you, this community, y'all. from the heart of the stars to the lowest hell. Make sure you're engaging in life and not letting it pass you by. Thank you, Dominique. Always great to hear you. All right, coming up next. I think this newest member of our community has gotten bit by the bug. They even reached out to me and said, oh, you know what? I think I might have made a mistake. So can we just make sure? I said, listen, we are going to make sure that you are recognized and you know how welcome you are into our community. The one and only Undetermined Cause is back in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Great to see you. Please take it away.
Hey, I just want to say thank you guys for being awesome. And thank you for making time. I have 2 short poems. First one is Chocolate Threads. Some may choose their chocolate like designer threads, silky smooth, full of decadence, difficult to pronounce like Ferrero Rocher, but I'm okay with simple brands like Nestle. Some may say that I am basic, don't fit in and not trying to chase it. Michael Kors, Calvin Klein, and Kate Spade, dressed to kill, elegant and tailor-made. Only original materials, no faux leather, shoes made straight from the alligator, trying to leave a fashion legacy, no Willy Wonka, neither Ghirardelli. But can I leave my defenses down, not be looked upon with a frown? Your face is tight and ready to judge, under your thumb like a smudge. And I'm not trying to say you're wrong. It's obvious you are where you belong. We're different, anyone can see. You seek finer things full of luxury. But for now, I'm content just being me. So that was the first one. And the next one is called Vices. For me, chocolate is like a deadly sin, whose quiet voice keeps calling me in. Silky smooth, full of decadence. One more time, you left a resonance. The afterglow, I can barely speak. Or is it something else that makes you weak? Sometimes I drink my water from a wine glass. Pinky finger up, I'm real high class. Or maybe I'm just trying to trick my brain to be satisfied and refrain. We are creatures of habit, drawn to it like a magnet, all in the game, moth to a flame. But what do I fear? A glass crystal clear? Or a vice to numb the senses, avoiding life, it palate cleanses, broken defenses, reckless consequences, intrusive thoughts and cannots, insecurities are bleeding me. Different stints in the mix, looking for a quick fix, varying levels of severity, to lose a moment of clarity. Who is my worst enemy? My own human identity.
Oh, that's called last line damage. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Undetermined Cause.
Undetermined Causes.
Woo!
Yes.
Undetermined chocolate
Beautiful close
sweetness. Undetermined which one to eat.
Yeah. Get it, girl.
I love it. I love it. Listen, thank you for coming through with all of that creamy new shit, right? Listen, shout out Poetic Desire for bringing a new member to our community. Listen, you have such a command over your rhyme, right? I've worked with artists and musicians for a long time, and I say I love when artists have their flow locked in. And that's what it sounds like to me, right? Somebody could give you a recipe to, I don't know, dirt, and you would probably make it sound really dope, right? When your flow is locked in, you know how to weave magic into your words. That was dope, right? The fact that you said, you know, I'm content just being me, right? I really dig that when, you know, in a time where everyone's trying to be something or someone else, you know, just being content and comfortable being yourself, right? But I have to say, and I hate to say favorite, but this line, chocolate is like a deadly sin. Come on, y'all. Y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right? Like a deadly sin. Damn it. Appreciate you for coming through. Now a mainstay of our community. Make sure you are plugging in with Undetermined Cause. All right. Before we move on to the next poet, I am going to pass it to the dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one and only Ron Mark Thompson, aka RMT. If you're not down with RMT by now, damn it, you should be. Ron, how you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling okay. I feel very, very sweet. What a sweet theme. What a sweet poems. Chocolate. Wow. I'm again, like every week, I marvel at how everyone here comes up with something related to the theme, whether it's a line or whether it's the entire poem, though. So you guys are amazing. Thank you for making our beginning of the week, so sweet and so chocolatey. So thank you, Elemental, for hosting. Appreciate it. I am Ron Mark Thompson. Personal, you can follow me at Ron Mark Thompson, Mark with a C, Thompson without the P. I will put that in the chat. I also run an organization, Bronx Art and Fun Hub. We co-sponsor a weekly writing meetup on Sunday evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Mary Lee Johnson and Tabitha Adams alternate co-moderating that writers group. If anyone is interested in joining it, it's online via Zoom. It's free. Just reach out to me. Reach out to our host, Elemen2al.com. Elemen2al the Poet on Elemen2al.com or his social media handles. Besides hosting super great online open mics, he also is a graphics designer. He designs the flyers for Mondays, for Fridays, Voices and Vibes. You see the highlight reels he puts together for our Monday online open mics. So if you yourself need any assistance or any help, or you can refer a friend or family to him, feel free to send them over to Elemental. He will appreciate it, the extra work. So thank you, Elemental. Thank you, everyone. New York Poets Cafe. We are currently in the online open mic on Mondays. Elemental also mentioned that, of course, we also run an online open mic on Thursdays, which is hosted by Ray Jane. Come to either, come to both if you can. We appreciate you. There is another online open mic. One second. Not online open mic. We also have another online series, which is a workshop series. This Thursday, you heard Elemental mentioning it. J-Rose will be teaching class participants Blossom from the Page to the Stage. Basically, how do you bring your poems from the page, from the written, to the stage, whether it's online or whether it's in person on stage. So this class will be online via Zoom, 6 p.m. Eastern Time this Thursday, May 18th. You may purchase tickets for this. Also, the following week, Paul Concasso will be teaching the class on the 25th. If you want to get tickets for that class, go ahead and get them from our ticket calendar. And you see right thereafter on Friday the 26th, Kyla Tukaya Garcia, which many of us know here as well. She will teach the last class of performance in poetry. So those are our online offerings. I want to point out some in-person events. Elemental did mention that we have, plenty of weekly open mics, poetry slams. You can pick and choose your date, the time. We have some at 6 p.m. Eastern, some at 9 p.m. Eastern in the New Regan Poets Cafe on East 3rd Street. If you can make it, we love to have you. But I do want to mention there are some special programs coming up this Wednesday. Not at the New Regan Poets Cafe, but in the Bronx on East Tremont Avenue. Barrio BX, in cooperation with the New Regan Poets Cafe, will present volume number 8, edition number 8 of the monthly Poetry and Potions open mic, which is an open mic. You can sign up when you get to the restaurant. No admission fee. All we ask that you patronize the bar and, get some of the delicious food. You can sign up for the open mic, and there will be 2 features, Shay the Poet and the B the artist. Elemental mentioned B currently hosts our Monday night poetry slam every Monday in the cafe at 6 p.m. She will be the feature this Wednesday in the Bronx on the 17th at 7 p.m. If you can make it to the Bronx, but you can make it to Manhattan, go to J Rose's Poetry Slam, 9 p.m. And and Poetry and Potions is curated and hosted by Nico Diaz, he is our chief of staff at the New Rican Poets Cafe. And I also want to already promote 2 weeks from now on Saturday, May 27, which is the Memorial Day weekend at 7 p.m. in the New Rican Poets Cafe on East First Street. He will be curating and hosting the cafe's first LGBTQ plus open mic, and that event is called Queer Say. And the spelling of curated is not a typo. This is how Nico chose to say he is curating and hosting this event. And you can see on the flyer, we have a special feature, Anthony Rodriguez. And one more good news about that event is free. So whether you are in the LGBT plus community or you are an ally, a supporter, come on out, support, listen or perform in the open mic. You are more than welcome. We appreciate you guys, coming out. Elemental mentioned this Friday, Voices and Vibe continues. And as a matter of fact, for the next 3 Fridays, the remaining Fridays of this month and the first Friday in June, Voices and Vibes, which is a karaoke and vocal open mic / independent showcase. And since we restarted this program back in February, we have had a feature at each and every one of those editions. This Friday, the feature will be MP14. If you've been to one of the previous Voices and Vibes, MP14 has rapped and sang his original music at past Voices and Vibes, and I've also seen him on the Wednesday night open mic. He is an amazing singer. It is going to be a great event. Tickets are only $5 per ticket. If you can make it Friday 6 p.m. to the cafe May 19th, we welcome you. Also, I want to remind this Saturday is the second and last event of Refuge and Finding Home. Judith Sloan is curating and hosting that. She, along with Adina Karasik and Warren Lurer, will perform poetry and songs and visualize the poems as well. And we have 5 musicians. If you already have come to the May 6th performance, Judith have promised that on May 20th, even though some elements will be similar to May 6th, they will also bring new and updated songs and poem, so it will feel a little bit different. $10 in advance, $15 at the door this Saturday evening, 7:30 p.m. And one more event next month I want to promote, Thursday, June 8th at 8 p.m. Our executive director, Labrua, aka Caridad de la Luz, will be bringing back her one-woman show from Puerto Rico. This will be the second time she will be performing it at the cafe. The first time was a year ago in April 2022. Since then, she has performed it at other venues, including the Hostos Theater in the South Bronx. This will be in the slightly updated version. If you have not seen it last year yet, please come. And also good news, the ticket sales, 100% of all the ticket sales will go again to the fundraising efforts for the Next 50 Fund, which means they will support the next 50 years of the New Rican Poets Cafe, because yes, this year we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the New Rican Poets Cafe, which will be in October. There are many more other programs coming up. Just follow us on social media, on our website, Linktree. Get in touch with us with our newsletter, donate to us. Again, we thank you for being part of our community. We thank you for keep coming back to us Mondays and Thursdays, and just check us out. Whichever program, in person or online, you can make it, you are welcome. On that note, let's continue to our next performer, which is Mariana Taft, zooming in, I assume, from the island again, which probably is having a great summer. I hope so. And this is actually, I think, the second or third time I'm honored to introduce you. So, Mariana, thank you for coming back. Let's see what sweet chocolatey poem you have brought for tonight. The floor is all yours.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Ron Mark. Nice to see you too this evening, Elemental and poet friends. I am on theme this evening from the island of St. Martin, and I'd first like to bring you a 10-word taste of bittersweet dark chocolate. Still, my vanilla tongue knows the way to savor you. My second piece is called Snow in Summer. I want to wind your locks so fast around my hands that you must haul me to you when you breathe. I want to stroke the arches of your bare feet, imagining the prints they will leave in the sand. How our impressions will deepen in tandem as we build our castle on the hillside that overlooks the tender sea. I want to watch your smile break open, your eyelids slowly sweeping your gaze when I rise into your moonstruck eyes. I want to melt your skin with my tongue. Mahogany, caramel, and plum. I want to touch you with lips like the wings of butterflies, your snow in summer. Thank you, poet friend.
OMG, I'm gonna make a joke here. I know I'm not a comedian, but I think you've listened to too many poems from Eddie Foreman. So this is amazing. Everyone, please give applause to.
Oh no, that's a very different type of erotic.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, Marianne.
Really good.
Beautiful.
Sensuality.
Sensual, so
Thank you.
Beautiful and sensual.
Yes.
Love
That
it.
was fun.
Sensual reading too.
Good job.
Thank you, but it was nice to help Eddie out though tonight.
yes.
That was fun.
It's great. Well, nobody can, obviously, everyone brings their own authenticity, and and Mariana brought her spin, so yeah, that was great. Thank you so much, Mariana. We can all, what, the only one we can blame is Elemental. He gave us this theme, so he is the one, to blame. What is amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Mariana. Amazing. I had a chance while listening to you. I also looked at the chat. Yes, thank you, Merrily. I didn't realize that I actually sounded congested. Yeah, I was sick over the weekend, but I made sure that I was ready to be back here, so I really appreciate it. You guys make me always feel better, so it's always great. And then I saw also a comment that, yeah, we have so many different programs at the New Eureka Poets Cafe. Just as a reminder, we will have to close the cafe at the end of the year because there will be a 3-year renovation because the building is old. Currently we can only use the first floor. We want to, use eventually more of the floors, for workshops, for, another stage. So, we need to build an elevator inside, the cafe. So this is why La Brua's One Woman Show will contribute, to the funds, to make sure that we can pay for, it's not a renovation, it's an actual reconstruction. The only thing that's going to remain are the bricks on the outside because they are so iconic, but everything else inside will have to be redone. But yes, keep following us on social media, for any, of the events. I know not everybody can make it to the cafe. I cannot make it to the cafe each and every day. Today I was at another job, so I couldn't be at the Bees Poetry Slam, even though I love it, but I'm here with you guys. So if you can make it to 1 or 2 events per week, we love you, nevertheless, so check us out. There is something something there for anyone. And yeah, Paul Skiff, since you're going to be next, what we will do is for the next 3 years, we will go to like satellite locations. Barrio BX, as Elizabeth just mentioned in the chat, will be one of those satellite sites, but we will also find other ones, you know, most likely on the Lower East Side in Manhattan, because we want to obviously stay in touch with our community. And we're going to continue doing our online, you know, open mic and events, you know, because again, we're not going to disappear for 3 years. We will be the New Eureka Poets Cafe. La Brua and Nico actually mentioned we're going to go on kind of a tour, you know, that will allow us to go through New York City, you know, and explore, you know, other venues during those 3 years. You will get all the details. We will make sure that, you know, we will not leave you behind, you know, just keep coming back here, man. If this is a tease, keep coming back to any of our programs and you will be aware of what's going on. On that note, I am so honored. I think that's my first time I can introduce Paul Skiff, one of our OGs, you know, that, you know, who has been with the cafe for many, many, many years. You know, yes, he is a legend, you know. And Paul, again, I'm not a comedian, but when I look at your background with the sign, that the East 3rd Street, which is also the Pedro way, which was named in honor of one of our co-founders. I'm a little dyslexic. Whenever I get off the subway and walk, you know, on Houston Street to 1st Street, 2nd Street, and 1st Street, because sometimes I don't remember if I'm on 4th or 3rd Street, but when I see right underneath Pedro Way, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm on the right East 3rd Street. That's the one I have to turn to make it to the cafe. And I think you live not too far from the cafe as well, though, right? You know, so.
Yeah, that's always been my secret advantage for the past 35 years. I live around the block on 2nd Street, so it's literally a 3-minute walk for me to get to the cafe. But we have to, you know, bless Pedro Pietri for being who he was, that the city, you know, honored him and the cafe by naming the block after him shortly after his passing, because, you know, certainly a deserved gesture and really a recognition. As I've said in a poem before, it's like the only neighborhood in the whole world that's recognized because of its poetry. You know, it's people come to this neighborhood for its poetry. You can't really say that about any other neighborhood I know of. There was a time in Harlem, you know, back in the 1920s when the Renaissance was there, but the Lower East Side for so many decades has been identified with its poetry, and really in such a big way because of the cafe, of course. And it's not the first time you've introduced me.
See, you have a better memory than I do, you know, so then it's great. This is the 2nd or 3rd time, Paul. I am so honored. And yes, the Monday night online open mic is also known for Paul, because you have become a great mainstay in here for the last 3 years, you know. So thank you for keep coming back, for listening, for performing. You know the drill. It's all yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was, you know, La Bruja rescued us all when she started the Thursday night online mic back in 2020. And, you know, then it was so popular, they kicked it up onto Monday also. And it just happened to be Monday was a little more convenient for me to come to. So I want to continue to thank everybody who's coming here steadily. And this, if you've listened at all tonight, you've heard why this is Inferno night. It's just a stellar edition of this again. And I'm not on theme, and I'm just going to deliver about 6 or 8 really short things I've been drumming up recently, just playing around with figures of speech. And these things are kind of like rebus's sort of word puzzles in a sense. So I'll just do about 4 or 5 of these. Euphemism baked a bun in the oven, leavened with embarrassment. Savory naughtiness hinted as sly wink signals innocent appetite impregnated by consequence. Without understanding, monkey see, monkey do imitates achievement to mimic knowledge. Camouflaged by its own self, lost in a crowd, was concealed from everything but conformity. It never rains, but it pours, complains about too much and nothing, feels abandoned to equilibrium, the fairy tale of just right. Cat got your tongue, wonders on a hunt, allegorical instinct baits with rhetoric. Hesitant, night might makes right in an identity crisis, unsure if maybe it could or has definitive power, menaces the just with irrelevance. We will cross that bridge when we come to it, procrastinates confrontation with an idle boast, happy to not be contradicted as if there could be another choice. When push comes to shove, hands of reluctance arrive at necessity, pretending to have a grip on being decisive. In the long run is not bothered by becoming exhausted between start and finish, because the future is so easy to promise. The dim past and bright future, no uncertainty of being able to see, stretches a hazy present moment with optimistic destiny, like clarity was a lotto jackpot. The idea that will transform your life just needs to be persuaded to stop hanging out with possibility so tomorrow can become real difference. And the last one is, which I'm sure we've all experienced before. To be excluded makes you free and gracious in the house that is the whole rest of the world.
That is the whole rest of the world indeed. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skip.
Skip is again.
Always.
Incredible writer.
Observation. Just
Thank you, Skip.
thought-provoking.
We're now leaving the
Also,
skippers.
I love your reads.
Which he has a feature too on Open Minds on June 2nd. Y'all make sure to catch out a whole set.
Nice.
Man.
Open minds ain't messing around, y'all. For real. Open minds ain't messing around. Right? When you hear great talent, you gotta, recognize it and show love to it. Listen, real quick, before I go into the Jedi Master's poem, please, everyone, unmute yourself one time. Give it up for Ron Mark Thompson.
Yeah, Ron.
RMT.
Great job.
Yeah.
Yes, Ron.
Ray Ron.
You are the best.
Oh, you guys are the best. I'm just a regular tech guy here, being happy to be part of the community. Thank you.
I'm gonna cut you off right there, regular tech guy. Yeah. Modesty doesn't suit you, my friend. We know what it is. All right. Appreciate you, Ron. Really. That dude, really, he loves our community. To the Jedi Master, Actually, first to Marianne, I do appreciate you. The way that you talked about stroking the arches of their bare feet. That's just want to crack your smile open. I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for the new shit. Jedi Master, you remind me that our community is not only the greatest community in the world, but it's probably the wealthiest. We have the luxury of not only being a part of it, but we have you and others that can say, no, this is how it went. Your presence here, this is, you know what I mean? You're keeping it going, those types of things, right? Some of us, we never met the founders. However, we have you. And we are so appreciative of all of what you share with us, right? The legacy to keep us honest. It means so much more than just me yelling at you, Jedi Master, for real. For real. Thank you. You're like an anchor in this place. We truly appreciate you. All right, y'all. Keep it going. Coming up next. I love when this gentleman comes over from Thursday night. He is, I don't know. It's like a one-man. It's hard to find words to talk about this poet, right? He actually did a poem about the founders of the cafe. I have seen him play a good 5 instruments. This man is incredible. Hopefully one day I can be as cool as this cat. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you. Please delight us with your amazing artistry. Take it away.
Hey. I'm really glad to be around to be able to tell these stories about the New York. And I'm really glad to see the New York progress and continue to prosper. And that's what I got to say about that. Yeah. I'm gonna do about 3 or 4 poems. I was writing during National Poetry Writers 30-30 Challenge thing. I didn't do 30 this year, but I did about 25. So here's a few. The West was stolen with the barrel of a gun. The West was stolen with the barrel of a gun. It's the ethos, a principle engraved in the mind of colonizers, leftover remnants of death revisited, a dosage of blood to fill the coffers of the undertaker who has a deal with the devil, selling lost souls for cheap. Business is booming with a new world order versus the rest of us. They tried to bury democracy, but she refuses to die. So we look death in the face daily as mass murder is the latest rage in a world still spinning and out of control. Icebergs melting into the sea, dolphins washed up on the shore, stock market seesaw, world war on the horizon, optimism absent from reality. Please pardon my pessimism. Here we go. Just another word for hunger. So I'm in the dollar store where everything costs $2. I guess I'll use Apple Pay because cash is about to be obsolete, and I'm wondering what beggars will beg for. After all, brick and mortar stores are ghosts. Many stores have shortages, so it's beginning to seem like a third world country in this food desert where food insecurity is served as another word for hunger. You know things are suspect when billionaires got their hands stuck out. Are they really billionaires? Asking for a friend. Here we go. Okay, this is the last one. This is called Justice for Justin and Justin. I knew when he called on the ancestors and Black Jesus that things weren't going too well. After all, the melanin deficient only see the blue-eyed one. So we've really got a problem right there. They really get nervous when we call on the ancestors. There's a drumbeat, heartbeat in the air. Black fist raised on the Senate floor could get you arrested for disagreeing with the gun lobby. Just last week, 6 lay dead in Tennessee, and elementary schools not safe in these yet to be United States, where bulletproof backpacks are the latest rage. And it's sad that mass killer prevention exercises are part of the curriculum, but not Black history.
So I'm telling you, even his voice is an instrument, y'all. Of course. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ngoma.
Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful.
That was a
Powerful, incredible. Such
market
right there.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you, thank you.
so much for being here.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man. Bye-bye. Wow. Such powerful words, man. Thank you, brother.
Listen. First of all, thank you for sharing your experiences with us, for being dedicated to this space and always sharing your powerful energy with us. Your poems always just strike at a certain frequency. And I truly appreciate that, even from the beginning, right? He said the West was stolen with the barrel of a gun. Right? Just leftover remnants of death revisited. Come on. Business is booming in this new world order. You damn right. Because mass murder is the latest rage. What? Because optimism is absent from reality. I'll say this and I'm gonna leave you alone, Bubba. He said, I guess I'll use Apple Pay because money is becoming obsolete and I wonder what the beggars will beg for. Listen. When beggars start saying I take Apple Pay, Venmo, Cash App, it's a problem. It's a problem. Thank you, Ngoma, for hanging out with us on a Monday. Man, all right, let's see. I don't see Sniffles in the building. We'll keep pushing. There's a couple folks who weren't able to make it this evening or had to jump. Also, let me shout out Joan B is in the building. Eliza Palgon wasn't able to hang out with us this evening. I don't see Fongo yet. Hopefully comes through. But, and like I said, Sniffles, who is next, is, oh, there he is. There he is. See, just about to talk bad about you, Sniffles, but you saved it. All right. Coming up next, this gentleman, author of a new book, Emotional Defibrillator. This gentleman, every time I get a chance to be around him, his poetry just keeps just revving up and revving up and revving up. Gustav's got the book already. The one and only Daniel Fernandez is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Sniffles, great to see you, man. Take it away.
Hello. Can find me on Instagram and here every Mondays and Thursdays. For today, I actually have 8 poems I'll squeeze in 3 minutes, and they're all pankus. Shout out to Lizzie. So I have 4 mini pankus and 4 normal lengths. All right, so I'll start with the mini pankus. This one is called Ashes of Desire. Love dissolves in the radiation of lies and betrayal. Hot chocolate. Escape from winter, warming my hands with every sip. This is routine. Work, key, drive, park, home, eat, love, shower, sleep. This one is called Darkness. In the shadows of despair and sorrow, without assistance. And these are to the normal lengths, the 9 lines and 9 words. First one is called Angry with the Unknown. I fight with my conscience and lose in silence. Angry with the unknown as indignant people blame science. Throw a fit as if lost in an island. Think like Jason Bourne as I hide from surveillance. As people we assume we would dodge the violence. Newsflash, this planet is ruined due to balance. There isn't any, and resolving that is sadly timeless. Shining the light on secrets we can't keep private, crying as a result, asking God for some guidance. The next one is in theme, it's chocolate. It can come in bundles or in soft plastic. Once unwrapped, its beauty is irresistible with such bliss. Take a bite or two, or excite the kids. Get them hyper and go crazy because sugar exists. Let the chocolate melt in your mouth like cereal. Milk, almonds, dark, vanilla, ruby, raw, or even caramel. Could be bought alone or with enough to share. If you never had any, invest and be prepared. Just unwind as you enjoy every bite, savoring perfection. The next one is called Suicidal Dreams. When you can't sleep because of your past regrets, sweating and traumatized, which amplify pain when added stress. Shoulder angels, I may as well play Russian roulette, contradicting my choices as if I'm smoking a cigarette. Frustrated like lost keys as consequences deflect gaslighting effects with suicidal dreams that have you waking up perplexed, having those hurtful voices playing over like a cassette, emotionless like a psychopath, but afraid like everyone else, a dangerous mind with innocent intentions, sadly, without help. And the last one is a surprise. It's Beanie Blessings, actually. This is for Deadpan Lizzie, hustling to make it, a poem written in her style as a gift with rules to follow to construct the next sentence. I have to be as careful as a dentist. Thanks for all this style. Thanks for this style you have made for us all. A collection of books, the amount I can't recall. A dedication to poetry that touches the spirit elegantly. Pay my respects and give credit where it's due. Awesome to collaborate with and fun to talk to. Thank you.
I keep telling y'all, this is the greatest community in the world, and they just keep showing you. Unmute yourself, give it up for Daniel Fernandez.
Yeah, that was great, Dan.
Daniel.
Nice tribute, big for Deadpan.
Another great
Buy his book. Buy his book, man.
Much
Got
respect.
car payments. You know, he's young. He's coming up. We got to support this young poet.
Of course. It's the reason we're going to continue to shout him out, right? Because he comes through and he does stuff like that, right? Not only has he collaborated with Deadpan, which was incredible. If you missed it, I suggest you go back and watch it. But then he doubled up, right? Shout out Deadpan again, right? Because folks continue to come through with this style, Deadpan. Listen, I don't know if you were sure about it in the beginning, but listen, it has caught on like wildfires in California, man. For real, no Santa Ana winds necessary. It has caught on and continues to spread in the best of ways, right? So many people are writing Pancus now. It's fantastic. It's fantastic, truly. He said he's in the shadows of despair without assistance. I love that, right? Being angry with the unknown, who isn't, right? But being brave enough to say that you're angry with the unknown, right? I love how you mentioned that its beauty is irresistible. A dangerous mind with innocent intentions. Come on, man. Come on, man. And then in the last piece, when he mentioned the Pancus, he said it's a gift with rules to follow. Think about that for a second. A gift with rules to follow. Love that. I love that, man. For real. Shout out Snipples. Make sure you are picking up his new manuscript. That dude is on point all the time. All right. Coming up next. Bury yourself. Storm God's in the building. This next gentleman continues, I'm telling you, continues to change the energy and the atmosphere in the room. I am looking forward to what this poet is about to do to y'all. I don't know if y'all ready, but here he's coming. The one and only Zomkonto is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, brother. It's always great to see you. Take it away.
Much respect, everyone. Thank you so much for your poetry. This was an interesting prompt, and this is the direction I chose to go in. This is my letter to the local candy store. I come in peace, I do not ask for much when I beg a confectionery to get in touch with the reality that there is a sweetness they are still yet to be hip to. Her skin is an impromptu sugar-coated poem, chocolate syrup-covered stanza of goodness, a gentle madness of cocoa beans. The reason I seem to never buy anything but just cruise the aisles is because miles and miles of the same thing make me realize we appear to be at odds about what candy truly is. I come in peace. But there is nothing on your shelf that says, sweet mother of God, that did it. A seed grown from the rainforest spirit, her body absorbs light and does not melt, but remains a complete whole. Bah, her skin tastes sweet to the heart's innermost tongue. Ah, an explosion of shooting stars. Milky Way chocolate plays Russian roulette with your taste buds. I'm surprised you claim to not know who she was. So in the interest of full disclosure, find enclosed 2 photographs of her exposed cocoa powdered skin. 100% chocolate melanin. They say God still peers through the clouds to watch her sleep so as to remember the recipe. When she walks, the ingredients spill onto the pavement. That is why you see children follow her wherever she goes, including my inner child. She was made in a chocolate factory where employees leave all belongings by the door in case they are tempted to take her home. I come in peace. But I have watched you unload other sugary treats in droves and thought to myself, how dare you operate without the license of her full approval? How dare you stick the shelves sugar high with anything but the black samurai dark chocolate poems that sing hymns from the nectar of her skin, the color of cocoa beans? How dare you deny the world to truly feel what it actually means to be a child in a candy store? Thank you.
Man, we will have no teeth in our mouth with that shit. Oh, mute yourself, give it up for Zone
Yes, man.
Another amazing
ending.
Oh boy, my speaker is.
Way to go, way to go.
That's just so
The performances are always so captivating.
Thank you.
Like you pull a gem in the world, man. Oh, I love it, man.
Listen. I warned y'all about that dude. He changes the atmosphere every single time. Every single time. And said, it was like, I don't know where I was gonna go with this, but this is what I came up with. I come in peace. I come in peace. Woo! Chocolate syrup covered stanzas of goodness. Come on, man. Really? 100% chocolate melanin. Woo! That when she walks, her ingredients spill onto the sidewalk. Make sure you're plugging in with Zone Conto. He is on the move, right? He's gonna be hosting some things, right? I've seen some radio interviews happening. Zone Conto is all over the place. Make sure you are plugging in with Zone Conto. Valued member, appreciate you, man. Said Storm God's in the building. That dude does it. For real. All right, let's keep going. Coming up next. Glad this cat came back for a second week. Hate that the Warriors went down, but it happens. Look, this gentleman, I'm telling y'all, listen, another poet in our community that's part blacksmith, because, and listen, I think he hangs around with some of those mind benders in our community, because here comes another one with an exquisite vocabulary about how he does this thing. The one and only Lamar Mitchell's in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you. Take it away.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. So you can find me on Facebook at Khalifa Mitchell. I'll write it in the after I'm done. Okay, so this poem is called Invincible Wingnuts, Imbecile Death. I'm the vampire who sucks blood out of gargoyle stone in 8-hour intervals. Red lipstick glossy after kissing the bladed raindrops, cycling through shifty principles. Bisexual agnostic, culling from the cradle of the landfill. chirping at the seagulls, stealing pizzas from the rodents in the shadows where man kills. Battlefields nullified, now we bullseye humanism and economics. Spiritual budgets pass like red bricks as powwows descend like tree leaves upon the eagle solstice. Pushing through life, guaranteed Olympic rings like a mermaid swimming team. Drifting in liquid dreams till I drown in eagle death as queen of the Byzantine. Conduit clouds paraphrase my aura as I trudge towards steampunk cities at full kettle. The dull metal of the sumo's fingernails rake the chalkboards to annoy skull devils, like tapping one's toes, diversions to distract the schizophrenic attention span. Selected lambs for World War III, playing shotgun in the Jesus chariot with electric hands. We only love peace. We always hate war. No more code switching for the tensegrity witch dynasty, eliminating colonial word spores. Regrowing rainforests in the tongue of the Dogon mind. Polyphotic wavelengths stir the primeval mirror while Yoda is piggybacking a Voltron spine. Keep the quokkas fluffy while life's canoe takes swipes from the hippos. Life of a nympho, fuck the world up because you killed my blackness and made me a widow. Look at this little light-skinned brown boy, stargating the clown droids. My skeleton hatches out my skin when aroused by loud noise. Stout voids allow vortex natives to spaz outside outlaw defined lines, pissing on Mount Rushmore's faces like lame deer as I channel Kafur and Einstein. Blind rhymes attack with more vision than these televisual tubes tied with intent to lynch Negroes. Bitchcraft rainbows, specters of the spectrum got the spirit where the clit's greens grow. I spit bingo lotteries to match the budget with the intuitive status. Personalities of supersonic gallery attracted to the edges of the cosmos where I distort freeform magic. Relapses of the poetic variety as I return to the rubber room with the cartographic advantage. Ship sail from the Cloud City port, millennium spent on falconry for wormhole tablets. Madness of the same, tragic as the pain, glass is all stained. I leak the secret of the transparent church to the rebels and radicals to mount the Trojan seahorse. Liberated its guts empty, plant the frag in the Death Star, cake up the king's court. Golden fleece source, fabric aligned with Mammon's mummy wraps. I'm unlocatable on the ugly map, brainiac on the monorail Studley track. Shoot through 12 parallel inner zones as I zoom with my optical lenses, snatch Bionicle's credit. Power my MasterCard with scores off effortless illogical methods. 16 threes, all-star with the pedigree plus above Bill Russell and Michael Jordan, bloodhounds on the Bible's origin, orange vitals foreign to the pale horse of recycled boredom, Darth Vader under Mother Teresa's mistletoe on October 31st, where whiteness lurks. Weltschmerz converts into metabolized sugars as the world deserts the vagina church. Hypoglycemic zenith, sleep with a comatose garbage pail kickos, hug life forever as the sweet life charms the fuck out of the Dolce Disco. Bullet-riddled colonizers try to plant the flag on Martian turf. Solar glare of an oxygen burst when you really see the true value of a Washington's worth. Thank you.
Oh man, I'm telling y'all, I warned y'all. Oh, mute yourself, give it up for Lamar Mitchell.
Amazing.
What a read.
That's the first time I heard you. That shit was dope, son.
Thank you.
That was hot, bro. Yeah.
Oh, the images.
Listen, these word wizards around here, man. Listen, I told y'all, right? He hangs out. He must hang out with Messiah and Mr. Tez and these. I'm telling you, Michael Sindler. These blacksmiths just they do this, right? Like Yoda piggybacking on Voltron's spine. Come on, guaranteed Olympic rings like a mermaid swim team. Come on, bro. Come on, brother. Come on, man. Right? Bloodhounds on the Bible's origin. And then he had the nerve to say, Darth Vader under Mother Teresa's mistletoe. Golly, man, just Man, I appreciate you for coming through. Make sure you put that in the chat so folks can connect with you, and so I can make sure I put it right on the highlight reel. Appreciate you, Lamar. That was just dope. All right. We got last 6 poets, y'all. Last 6. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us all evening. We are going to make it through these last 6 poets. Trust me, the energy is still coming through. Some more wordsmiths coming through, coming at y'all. Coming up next, this gentleman, for real. We talk a lot about, national security and things, but then there are people who actually do certain things. Make sure you are standing at the position of attention when you connect with this cat. The one and only Mr. Speaker is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you, bruh. 757 in the building. Take it away.
Let's go. Hey, I apologize. It's not on theme, but it's new shit. And I gotta go with it. And this is I understand, Uncomfortable, you did the you came with love, this in peace. This is Warrior Angel. Warrior Angel. Call me Michael, Archangel, God's muscle, messenger, might, heaven's bouncer, sin pouncer, evil transfer. To God alone I answer, because he created me, and believe this, I am good at my job, as I am his strong arm. I block evil and harm from the living and the dead. Let it be said, never worry. I alone know where Moses' bones are buried. Once best buddies rose to that slippery singer, Satan, for what it is worth. I personally cast him and his team along with greed, envy, and other evils, with angels cheering to the earth, with angels cheering as the Savior watched, knowing he would have to step in as a buffer for sin. Some fear Satan, while he fears me. Brought him to his knees, flung him across the seas. It was me that evicted Adam and Eve from the garden, and I destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. I am God's wrath. Do the math. See, I am undefeated at this fighting task. The angel of war I am. I cause evil individuals to say, God damn. Here he comes again. Always jumps in to protect his friends. He is always wins, never loses the sin. Truth be told, I am the reason there is hell on earth. Why sin dwells in the souls of men. Why humans study the art of war and not the heart of peace. I imprison those demons on your streets, causing the terror to grow with the wheat. Do not dread, trust every word God said. Conduct a search and you will see that I am the most powerful force on heaven or earth. This is not a game. I dominate in all domains. My name, the ultimate war cry, fighting for his glory and fame. I am because he is. You are because we are. I am known and feared by the Christian, the Jew, and those that worship Buddha and Islam. I inspired the warrior psalm. Me, an instrument of war, God's flaming sword, the ultimate fighter, leader of the heavenly hosts, commander, king of battle, never rattle. Follow me if you want to live. I am the strong tower, the great wall, the indestructible force, unstoppable juggernaut protector, no angel higher. Gladiator, God's communicator, call me love as I always conquer. Stand with me as I stand with him, because he will never fall. In peace.
Man. Mute yourself. Give it up for Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker does it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Powerful.
Nice.
Mr.
Don't
Speaker.
study the art of war, not the art of peace.
Speaking truths.
Nice.
Man, listen. I first of all, I have to say I appreciate you for throwing in the angel thing, because I almost thought that it was another story about Mr. Speaker. For real, for real. If he hadn't said, "Call me Michael," like, wait. I am God's wrath, right? The angel of war, right? Heaven's bouncer. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm the reason there is hell on earth. Come on, man. Why people study the art of war, not the heart of peace? Why people study the art of war, not the heart of peace? So my name is the ultimate war cry, right? I inspired the warrior song. That's why I was like, is he talking about himself? Or no, that's right. He's talking about the archangel. Appreciate you, Mr. Speaker. Shout out 757, Gorilla Poets in the building, Great Beards in the building. So much going on. Make sure you are plugging in on Mr. Speaker. Appreciate you, brother. Coming up next, I was hoping, right? I love all y'all. I truly do. But anytime you get a chance to get a dish served up by an Iron Chef, kind of look forward to it, right? When this came to mind, this one poet jumped in my brain first because I'm like, I know he's gonna do something incredibly tasty. As always, the one and only Generalissimo Brian Franco is here. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Generalissimo, take it away.
Oh, I just put how you can vote for my poem in the mental health poetry contest, the national contest, and if you copy the whole thing or you go to my Facebook page, Generalissimo Brian Franco, you can just you can share the post that I have on there also, and then all your friends can also vote for me. But I didn't have anything about food or chocolate today, but then I came up with two this afternoon because I felt bad for Elemental if I didn't. So the first is just called Ganache. I have never been a chocoholic. I do prefer dark chocolate to milk chocolate, but I prefer white chocolate to dark chocolate. And then God created Ganache. Just say the word. Ganache. It is mandatory to stretch out the SH sound at the end of the word. The phonetic pronunciation of Ganache sounds like Niagara Falls. Then there's the actual texture of Ganache. Fill a little iced teaspoon with Ganache. Pass it through your lips. The way it will feel when the bottoms of your top teeth touch it, then it melts along your tongue and over your taste buds, is akin to how it feels when the barrel you've ridden over the falls in hits the Niagara River and sinks, then surfaces, then is pulled out. Then as you exit the barrel on dry land, your only thought is, when can I do this again? There are no poppy parts in Ganache, but its addictiveness qualities qualify it as a Schedule 1 opiate derivative. I may not be a chocoholic, but I could die happy if I die after sinking into a pool of quicksand made of Ganache. And there's a trigger warning for the second piece. I read it to my brother, and he told me that a lot of people will find parts of this very offensive. This is my anti-chocolate chip rant. How did chocolate chips find their way into everything under the fucking sun? A friend has a 1940s cookbook from the Toll House Inn that tells the story of how chocolate chips were just scraps of chocolate to be discarded that were added to a cookie recipe as a gaff. Then the chips half melted into the cookies and created a culinary craze. But I disagree with the ubiquity chocolate chips have achieved in the American food lexicon. 1, chocolate chips and chocolate chunks and brownies are overkill. 2, to sprinkle chocolate chips into icing or frosting on a cake or as an ice cream topping is not a good thing, Martha. 3, on that note, I am not a fan of chocolate chips and ice cream. I prefer my mint chocolate chip ice cream without chocolate chips. 4, I should write a dissertation about why chocolate chips do not belong in cannoli. They just don't. A little bit of dried fruit sparsely dispersed in the ricotta filling is classic stuff. But chocolate chips make an American mockery of an Italian classic. 5. Chocolate chips have no place inside pancakes or waffles. Chocolate chips do not belong in my breakfast, period. They do make a damn good cookie, but I prefer oatmeal raisin. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, shit, I told y'all. Shout out to oatmeal raisin, though. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Generalissimo.
That was so fun, Generalissimo. You cracked me up.
Generalissimo, yeah.
Fun, bitter, and sweet.
So
good. Time.
Don't get caught lacking.
Yeah.
I wonder if Generalissimo bribed Elemen2al to make today a food-themed feed. Just wondering.
Listen, y'all. I told y'all. I knew I could count on Generalissimo to come through and just say something like ganache. Like, just say the word ganache. Like, come on, man. Can't remember the last time somebody even used that in a sentence in my direction. Come on. He said, I've never been a chocoholic. And then God created ganache. I love it, man. I love it. And then put me up on game. He said it's actually a Schedule I opioid derivative. Oh, see, now we getting somewhere, right? It's scientific to this thing, right? Listen, I'm here for the anti-chocolate rant, Generalissimo. It was all a point. It was all on it, right? He said chocolate chips do not belong in my cannoli or in my breakfast. Like, I dig that. I truly dig that. Thank you, Generalissimo. Never ceases to amaze, but when have you known an Iron Chef to do that? Thank you. Coming up next, I mentioned these word wizards. Here comes another one with another spell to cast on your ears with his amazing poetry. The one and only Lantern Carrier is in the building. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. It is always great to see you. And I know it's crazy late there. Thank you for staying up with us. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemen2al. I've just put my details in the chat, and I'll start straight away. You whispered to my heart like an empress to her beloved. Memories came flooding like a grove, remembering the grandeur of seasonal spring. Now I long for the ancient flashbacks, your tender kisses evoking rhythms of the magnificent spectacle in my soul. My love for you is like chocolates, the messy, greasy residue on my lips and cheeks, reminiscent of my struggles with desires, the shadowy fetters I built myself, while the sweet taste is the boon of an adorable delight, freeing my soul with your age-old nectar. No need to stretch your contours to the light, for you're a kaleidoscope of brilliant glows, timeless and immortal. With you beside me, I smile with the delight of 1,000 raptures coursing through my being. I wish to woo you with a brocade of my soul's tears woven from the intensity of my longing. Only this magical fabric will do as I attempt to weave the unweavable, to put into time that which is beyond the concept of timeless time. Finding you was not easy, with me going through the run of life's experiences to rediscover your goodness, you being concealed only because of fillers in my life. Yet like a bride after her wedding ceremony, or a mother engrossed in the precious miracle of a newborn babe, or moments are priceless and unspoken. No one knows the agony of my longing when I do not experience your golden glimmer in my core. You drench me in so much ecstasy. As a gardener, I was concerned with the harmony and fragrance of flowers. Yet this comparison is extremely lacking when compared to the wondrous beauty of your bewildering gaze. When the dawn whispers to my heart, when the day breaks and my soul awakes to the joy of your ecstasy, I feel only the holiness of your cheeks, and the way you dance within becomes meaningful and lasting. Your glow whispering to my memories brings solace to my spirit, and I go forward with certitude, leaving the old cobwebs behind. With deeds glued by love, you transform my destiny. Now each moment's filled with white roses with no thorns in sight. I need a gift for you, worthy of your sublime beauty, merging the light of the moon and stars to create enthralling symphonies. What are your thoughts on this venture of enduring love? I search for you everywhere, but like the potter appreciating the allure of his vase, I did not know that the cute thrill within was you, flowering within my golden temple. Now I sing the joy of Solomon, give praise with the psalmist David, only because you've stopped my heart with the joyful bliss of your supernal nectar, the light. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
That dude just, oh my goodness. Unmute yourself, give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Powerful,
Powerful, yeah, brilliant. Lantern Carrier.
Beautiful as usual.
Lantern, you
thank
outdid
you.
yourself today.
Images.
Thank you so much.
The
Blessings to you.
nice images.
Again, shout out Lantern. It is crazy late where he is. He's across the pond. Thank you for hanging out with us. And listen, the way that you move your pen when it touches the page, it's stunning. It's stunning, right? The magnificent spectacle in my soul. Come on. Smile with the delight of 1,000 raptures. Who says that? Lantern Carrier says that, right? You drench me in so much ecstasy. The wondering beauty of your bewildering gaze. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, you can't say that to people. They will follow you everywhere, forever. Appreciate you, Lantern, for sharing your incredible artistry with us, for being a mainstay of our community. Love that dude, for real. Final three, folks. All right. Shout out Marsha Rivera. Saw they came in the building. Also, Poet Tot came in the building. Always great to see that dude. All right. Coming up next. And listen, all right. Listen, I guess the card chronicles are over for the moment, right? So we get a chance to be around Kitay, the poetic cat, is in the building this evening, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. It is great to hear you. Please take it away.
What's that about my car? You want me to go sit in the car and read? I can go sit in the car and read. Do you want to go?
Listen, now I want to get the stand-up action, right? We got the car vibes, right? Let's get the full vibes. Take it away.
I mean, I don't know. There's not really much action except me talking about putting chocolate and brownies inside my mouth. But yeah, there's not going to be a lot of like movement. But all right. So I wrote this like pretty quickly earlier. Chocolate cake or brownies with coconut, crushed Oreos, and chocolate chips folded into the batter, blending together, creating an explosion of flavor. When they're fresh out of the oven, warm and gooey, I top it off with ice cream so I can eat it without burning my tongue, filling my mouth with the decadence I love. If I could live off brownies and ice cream, I probably would, but that might make me diabetic, so I try to be careful with the baked goods. Even though I love baking, I enjoy eating it more because I know everything I bake is to fucking die for. That's why I barely bake anymore. It's dangerous when you have a sweet tooth with only you to feed, and damn near everything you make tastes like you're gonna gain 15 pounds by the end of the week. That's it. I'm going to put the chocolate cake recipe in the comments if anyone's interested.
Oh my goodness. That's how you do it. That's how you come through and show out. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Kate.
That was a nice job, Kate. Enjoyed that.
Thank you. I look forward to the cake.
Yeah.
The poem was great. Thank you. What a baked treat of delights.
Okay. Listen, you had me at crushed Oreos. All right, I was done. As soon as you put some crushed Oreos in it, it's over. I want it. I want them all. Oh my goodness. I remember going to a restaurant once and I had some cookies they called chocolate wasted. For all of you who dig chocolate like that, this is what they did. They took an Oreo and then they put chocolate chip cookie dough on it, and then they put it in the oven. And then the chocolate chip goes over the Oreo. Now you got something you got to be careful with, y'all. For real. You'll mess around and bite yourself, your tongue, your everything. Appreciate you, Kate, for bringing that incredible recipe along with you. I like you said, everything I bake is to fucking die for. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, you got a sweet tooth and, no one to make it for. Listen, you got a community of people who have told you all night how much they love chocolate. If you build it, they will come and get some. Appreciate you, Kate. All right. Final two, y'all. Coming up next, I have not seen this poet in too long. They are incredible with all they do, whether it's writing poetry or painting. This poet is incredible. The one and only Tanish Kaur is in the building. We like to call her Honey Lung. I like to call her Quiet Storm. It has been too long. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online, Tanish. Take it away. Great to see you.
Thanks, E. It's good to see you too. You can find me at Tanish Cantos on IG or tanishcantos.com. And I've been dealing with memory for the last maybe 6 years or so. And I'm writing some of it down in a more presentable way these days. So I'm gonna read that. It's new shit and it's about my mom. So I realized in writing these memories down that over the years, I tracked time in before my mom passed and after, before mom, BM, and after AM. But I'm not ready to use those initials because after so many years of my childhood of not using the word mom, and then at 37 discovering and dealing with the fact that he and my mom decided together to cut my clitoris, which my father told me in an email. But who really knows? I don't believe anything he says now and question everything he has told me over the years. I am left to wonder how exactly that conversation went. How exactly was that decision made? I am sure one of my cousin's mom had something to do with it, but after devoting my life to my mom's memory and killing and rebirthing myself with grief to then reject and mercilessly destroy her memory in the process of processing and dealing with the FGM and the abuse, I tell her now, I need to tell her more that I love her and forgive her. And I love her now more for who she was as a complete person with flaws, who loved me, loved us, but wasn't perfect, but she did the best she could, given our culture's aversion to divorce and her devotion to family and friends that felt like family, and she loved her friends, and I miss her laugh. And we have the same face and eyes, and deep down I know she loved. Deep down I know she passed because she could help us more in spirit with all the knowledge that comes with staying there than she ever could on earth, and all that she had to give up. And now I'm teary-eyed, and after all of this, I want to say, Mom, as much as possible to refer to her. So I won't use the initials. And now when I say Mom, I mean love. The end.
Wow. So many things. Community, unmute yourself. Give it up.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Loved
That was
it.
wonderful.
That
What an
was
amazing
Very
piece.
heartfelt.
yeah,
Yeah,
Thank you for your
amazing
comment.
piece.
Wow. Yeah. Moms are pretty special. So
Oh, this is the work. This is the work. All those poems, all those playful, joyful, happy poems, they're all about the work in that poem. Tanish, first of all, thank you for sharing your truth with us. It takes a level of fearlessness to do that, to not only address what you're dealing with, but to question the people who put you in this position. It's not easy, right? But the fact that you have brought it to us, it's one more step in you taking the power back from the people that attempted to steal it from you. When you didn't even have a chance or a choice, right? This is you reclaiming it and taking it back. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Truly, truly. I believe that you exhibit that same quality that you mentioned about devotion to family and friends. Thank you for sharing that with us. All right, y'all. We have reached the closer for the evening. I am glad this poet has decided to continue to come through and bless us with their poetry. I am looking forward to all they have to bring with us this evening, closing us out this evening. It is the one and only Noura Abdel is here, y'all. Unmute yourself. Let the folks know where they can find you online. Always great to see you, Noura. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, hi, everyone. Shout out to everyone for sticking through till the end. There were really some amazing, wonderful pieces read tonight. And I can't help but feel, how am I supposed to follow all this? But I will try. Tanisha's beautiful words are exactly how I treated this poem. I do not have a good memory either, and not a good memory on how I feel sometimes. So the May poem was mainly a half-baked piece that I just wanted to get down. So I didn't forget it and mainly not forget to write it. And then I have one on theme, but I wrote it last minute because I just couldn't resist because I love this theme so much. I'll go with that one first. Someone wiser than me once said, happiness is just the moment before you need more happiness. And I feel the same way about sugar. But the thing with sugar is it tastes the best when you have less. So can I maybe teach that to my own heart? Because it begs for the things it cannot have. It whines, it cries for a man who only eats me in halves, piece by his design, sugar in moderation, yet somehow with you, I only understand intoxication. Okay, and then I have a second one, a longer one. You enjoy the sound of your self-sabotage, a melody that has no honor. What good is a man's word if the man is no good? And you, the man, never took me seriously, so I took it personal because it takes two to play house. Before we'd go to sleep, you would wash my dishes and lock my door. And now it feels like a metaphor that you would always be the one to wipe our slate clean and hide me away in the corners of your heart. Now, even when time had passed and we stayed the same, rooted in our ways, you uprooted us, chasing different countries, me chasing flights, chasing you. And I caught you once, though, when we spent a week in Mexico, finally the same time zone, yet it felt oceans apart. But I won't forget the one night you were fast asleep and squeezed me so tight, I almost stopped breathing. You wouldn't wake up, but you wouldn't let me go. You would only mumble under your breath, please never go. And the truth is, you love me only when you stay, and I love you mostly when you leave. But it's funny because that other night, you know the one, when your friend was going #1 in Washington Square Park, and then 12 came around and suddenly y'all were on the run. You got arrested, you went to jail and still found your way back to me. 2 a.m. on a Saturday. I didn't need it any other way. I never thought to ask for more. All I thought I needed was to hear you knocking on my door. But you didn't. stay. And soon all my days became shitty days. Except for today, because today I asked myself questions I ignored for so long. For example, have I really moved on? I can only think about you in private, and in those few moments, I'm finally not on autopilot. I can feel my feelings and try and convince myself of all the ways I find you unappealing, distant, avoidant, anxious, fearful, immature, too dumb to know what he lost. He has his independence, but at what cost? So I know it would be silly to wait to text you, hey, I've got a wedding in October, want to be my date? No worries if not. Yeah, fuck, no, I haven't moved on. Thank you.
And the truth will set you free. Unmute yourself, give it up for Nuda.
Nice
Nuda,
work.
yeah.
Great.
Beautiful storytelling.
Way to close it tonight. Yes. Nice job.
Right. Oh my goodness. Listen, again, this is the work. You know what I mean? As much as, you know, the sweetness, right? Kind of like the whole Mary Poppins thing, right? A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. As much as the chocolate that all of you have served up this evening is a sweet reminder. It's a gift, indeed, a pleasure. But it doesn't always end in a creamy dream. It doesn't always end, you know, with chocolatey memories of, you know what I mean, decadence and beauty. It doesn't always, right? I love when you said, Nuda, you said we're in the same time zone, but it felt like oceans apart. Damn. I love you mostly when you leave. Oh shit. Said then soon all my days became shitty days. I mean, in the first poem though, you mentioned you enjoy the sound of your own self-sabotage. I think that is so very heavy. And I love the fact that you address that, recognizing it and then trying to address it. A newer mainstay of our community. Make sure you are plugging in with Nuda and all they do. All right, y'all. We have reached the end of the evening. I truly cannot thank y'all enough. To every poet who touched the mic this evening, from Poetic Desire to Nuda, to the collab that we had this evening, for all the chocolatey goodness and creamy sweetness that y'all brought this evening. I cannot thank you enough for taking this prompt and going all the way through it. Got me in here trying to lick the bowl, what y'all doing to me this evening. I appreciate all of your connection, your dedication to what we do. It's the greatest community in the world. I love all of y'all. We'll end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Monday night with you. Until next week, y'all. Peace.